Oh, I forgot where we were running. We were running to, but we need to ask Plaisance something again. I have a feeling she wasn't telling us everything. There might be something we can...
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Yeah. Can we go there?
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
She looks skeptical. I sense the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
What but?
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Your wards brought me here in the first place. The Simonese blood also runs through me.
You're part Simonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
No problem whatsoever. Your family is safe. The phantoms are no match for me.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
She shuffles nervously. On my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do
Entity.
not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course, the entity, for I have sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
Farewell for now, book peddler. I will return. Can now go through this.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room.
We'll ignore the curtains for now. But there's this back door, right? The back door. Hello. Here we go. Can we now go through this or what? Isn't this the back of this thing? Not? Not really? Okay, then it's behind the curtains, is it? Revachol is pronounced Revachol. Orange is pronounced orange. Oh well. Then let's go. Let's wait. Yeah, let's go here. We'll open the curtains. There must be the door, the hidden door.
A set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Yes.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Small, terrified O escapes from Plaisance as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. Now, Kim, we'll come to see the monster behind all of this. What's that? Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers, and here she might be, a vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. It's like Guillaume Le Millon, that hair poster. And what's here?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Unlock the door with a key.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Breathe sharply in. We'll open the door and enter, with a cop of the apocalypse. Come on, Kim, we can do this. What's this? Sand is dripping from a punch bag. And Kim, what do you want to say?
Place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. It's the netherworld beyond the veil.
No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
But I still want the flashlights, you know. We're investigating here, Kim. What's this? There's a poster here. Poster says Sitius, Fortis. Where's this one of? Worn out wall bars, they look unsafe. What's this? Weights.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of a bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Can't lift this thing. It's way too heavy. It's freaking 60 kilos. What's up here, Kim? A dark room. Hallways blocked by old window panes and debris. Did you hear that? Anyone here? Hello? Hello? Oh god. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. And the shadows come alive. Poor animals, no rest for their bodies after death. There's a door. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. The shadows dance, Kim. I don't like this. Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs. They remind us of blades. Blades. What's this? What's here? We cannot see that. Have to be careful. Is that someone? Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. The window repair shop. A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Ah, money. It's good we're here, Kim. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, but moth-bitten. What happened here? That needed power. I mean, look at that. And what's in this? There's a rope. Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo, and here there is a production schedule filament memory. What is that? What is that? The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hand, its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads production schedule. Note: this filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. And a postcard. This crumpled up postcard depicts an open-air market in Boogie Street. 5 years ago, a vendor smiled as dead roosters line his stalls, hung by their feet from canopy. Red blood flows onto the muddy street, blurry shadows of people pass. Let's see. Skis with slipstream painted on the laminated top layer, and why are there antlers everywhere? Is this the Antler King? Maybe someone is... Is this Emma's atelier? But where are the clothes it used to display? Clothes. Let's go here first. What's that? Strange goblin.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
What are the drawings?
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic.
Oh my goodness.
Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins, hailing from
The
the vast
welkins.
emptiness of
The
silent
welkins.
space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
This welkin is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin. Green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin, to to rule them all.
To rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welking creatures.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
The lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair. Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
And who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
But it could be. Let's move on from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Oh no. And what's the schedule?
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
Production, money.
Everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss, an abyss of production. These squares look orderly, but beneath them is chaos, worry, pain.
The order is the blanket. The blanket over their eyes.
Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
It's Scrum. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
Lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of
A
nothingness.
note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe."
Trippy. You heard that? Is there someone? What is that?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer.
Oh,
Just
finally.
sitting here without anyone inside.
Sounds surprised and a bit cautious. I think I should turn it on.
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Turn it on, come on.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside.
It's empty, like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Yeah, let's insert it.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
I'll play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter?
Yeah, it will come back.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
What will it say? What?
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Indian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Is this life? Or is this what are you, machine? Or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne. Now please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Doesn't it get lonely here?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That's why she does this.
Now please tell me the reason for your call, Fortress Accident.
What's the production
The
schedule?
filament you have inserted into the reader.
I mean, that glowing thing I put inside.
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password. Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder, Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
The voice in the machine asks again. She sounds cold in the damp air. Is it my birthday?
Still no.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this strange company?
One moment.
Here, flip through a catalogue before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
And what's that? This interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
The static drowns her response, and you hear her ask when the connection finally improves. That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smouldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Print!
Nothing happens.
Okay, remove the
The filament
production
slides
schedule.
out of its glowing nest.
We'll leave. We need to find a password now, Kim. Maybe it's on this board. Look at that.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
For what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
Of course. Narrower eyes. The anatomy of the curse.
Perhaps. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the game master's frequency.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like all of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Why do you say, okay, what else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
It was collapsing. From unreason, and everywhere these antlers. Scribbled across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. The most advanced RPG, Kim. What does this mean?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Looks like an undercover counterintelligence program.
No, that's not it. I think
The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
it looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
This was a role-playing game?
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
Maybe this is what we need to do. Finish the game. Kim, what has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The lieutenant tilts his head, thinking. The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish
It's
it.
too late for that, I'm afraid.
He says, looking around the derelict room, the pipes howl and the rat crosses the
Okay,
floor.
let's keep moving.
Oh, come on, Kim. This was so demoralizing. Could make this great, you know. Ceased to be cops. Could make something greater. Is anyone here? Hello? This is the outside again. And still. Someone has been working on these, right? Oh, there's money. Okay, we've got money again. And magnesium. Oh. Hello there. Bear with the red glowing eyes.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice
The
bear.
lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
Crack open the
A
door.
gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Look inside it.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Take the note.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
What about the ice
A
cream
friendly
wrappers?
cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
The fridge is the mother of all that. The Game Master frequency. What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
Lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they try to sell ice cream from this hyper
I
carnival.
know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the
The
fridge.
fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Close the door. Is there anything here? No. Hey, there's something. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged though. Where are we getting to? It's in these bottles, Kim. Frozen ice cream maker that's still running. What will we find down here? Oh, money! To explore more. Maybe there's some bottles. What's in this?
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Leave it on for now, right? What's this? Intercom wires running into the breaker box. And here. Tank top. And oh. We've stepped further up. Where are we now? This is the door. Can we go back now? Yes. So this is where they could have come. This is where the man could have lived. Look at that. It's just too much. We could... What's in this? It's getting deeper. Kitsuragi. Oh, there's money. Cellar window. People's feet shuffling on the street. Who was there? Maybe we should...
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box.
Yeah,
the red
let's
one leads
unplug-
to the ice bear fridge,
Yeah,
and the black
the
one
giant red
an
one.
electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
And the black one.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
Because it's black, the color of immeasurable cosmos.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has 1 cable missing.
I'll leave from here. They don't need this to be running, you know. The bear's eyes are closed now, and now.
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge slowly melting. The power has been cut off.
We'll leave it. We might need that power. What's here between the stones? The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. And what's this thing?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face. and it's a face of agony.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
We'll look inside it.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice, or several voices, talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
What are you doing?
The lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway into the furnace. I hear the murderer, the hanged man talking.
Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Smear our hands with
A
coal.
lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint.
Yes. Smear the cheeks black with coal.
3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul.
What are you doing?
I'm the reincarnation of an ancient Ilmarin warrior.
Please wipe your face clean of it.
No, you're a proud warrior. Keep it.
Yes, indeed, we won't wipe it.
You can feel your cheeks turn red under the lieutenant's gaze.
Oh, yeah.
You look like a kid, not a police officer. Even the war paint can't conceal the embarrassment.
Okay,
Thank
we'll wipe
you.
it clean.
So, where were we?
The voices I heard, maybe it's the malignant entity, Pleasant said it lives in the chimney.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
We could... I don't know. We'll try.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's
Hello.
depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
You hear a woman's voice answer.
you've awakened the entity.
I summon the ghost of this doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the 2nd floor. I'll open it.
After you, officer.
Huh. Yeah, we'll leave. So where do we... Let's get to the 2nd floor, though. This is the 1st floor. We get to the 2nd floor. Where's the 2nd floor, even? We've found someone. Now, come on. Hello. Hello there. Oh, look, I think we've... Where is... Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. No. Postcard, La Delta 51. The sunlight has made this postcard almost completely sepia-toned. Midtown traffic passes overhead. The ghosts of skyscrapers disappear into a beige midday mist. Vapor rising from the delta on which the district was built. The postcard is prepaid. It's worth something. Do we get in here? Oh, hello. This tray is full of dice. Colorful polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them in here. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. Hello there. Are you the woman we heard?
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools, with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Hold on. What do you mean by milieu?
Yes, a milieu is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Oh, yes? But I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance?
She blinks.
You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you talking to me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
I like role-playing games. No, I was looking. I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real.
10?
Said. Unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and
It
minerals.
almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmite. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
Where are we anyway? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls, even though they've been repainted there. Are still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
The lieutenant looks around in the spacious room, its ceiling fading into the shadows above. I've heard this place is... Oh, do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is
More
gone.
or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
Yes, there was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a
The
story.
place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
All right.
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored
They're
magazine
pretty
browsing.
girls. She leans back.
Flitter
disapproving.
does the same thing.
I know a girl just like that. She works in Fritter as a cashier, and she's not friendly.
Employing soaky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT.
Oh my goodness me.
And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about it?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples like trying to suppress a headache. It didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either. and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Ravishell Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
The bear was scary. Every time I saw that bear, I felt scared. Like it could become alive any moment
The
now.
taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
Sounds cool. Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist?
So the Megatherion.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
What is about that mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around.
I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
I wanted to.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit.
I wanted to just look around a bit. No. Let that sink in. What are you? Beautiful dice. Really beautiful dice. Kim, we have to get back to this very soon. Very soon.